Let's do a reaction video on a traffic stop that was performed, I believe, here in Florida. Looks like it's going to be a DUI. As we watch further, you'll notice it's not alcohol related. But speaking to that, anytime that you are making a reaction video, it never hurts to be sipping on a good quality whiskey. And tonight's whiskey is going to be Maker's Mark 46 cask strength. So I'll be sipping on this, and let's break this video down of this traffic stop that occurred in Florida. And there's going to be some things here that I agree with, and then there's some things that I kind of scratch my head with on how the whole procedure went down with this stop. Being fellow law enforcement, retired, I wasn't at this stop. There's definitely been some edits to this video, and you can see how it's chopped up a little bit. So some of the things might be missing. So even on some of the head scratchers that I'll be talking to you about, doesn't necessarily mean that the deputies or officers did anything wrong. I said I support them completely, but there are some things here in this video that I don't understand. And obviously when this goes to court, they'll have to explain it later of why they did what they did. But as it goes through, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And again, not judging how they handled it, but me personally, I would have done some of these things differently, but I'm not in their position. So let's go ahead and get started on this video.
Is the car parked? Is the car parked? Okay. Hey, I'm with the sheriff's office.
Yeah, what's up?
The reason I'm stopping you is because, like, you're driving kind of erratically, like you're all over the roadway, speeding up.
I just talked to another cop at Walmart, and he said it was good, and yeah, I'm good.
You're good what?
Within the first 20 seconds of this interaction, without even any training and experience, could you tell me is she good? Just wonder.
He said I was okay. I just had a hard day.
Okay, what's going on?
Well, I got fired from my job.
Okay.
I was there for 4 years. I worked at Shuckers, and I'm just hard.
I understand. Hey, so where are you coming from? Did you just leave from Walmart?
Walmart, and I live on the way, so I'll be at home in just a second. I offered him and said he could follow me home and everything. So he said,
Hey, do you realize that you have been involved in a traffic crash?
I did.
Yeah.
Was that the pole?
A pole or a sign? Yeah.
I'm stopping the video here just for a second. There are many times when people are intoxicated. They're either 1 block, 2 blocks, just a half a mile away, and they will ask, can you just follow me to my house? And I'm fine. Obviously, you can see the way that she's talking. She's impaired.
I didn't think it was that bad, no sir.
You didn't think it was that bad? Hey, is it in park?
Yes, sir.
Hey, step out, like unbuckle, step out and come look at it for me.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Quick. Did you see that removing of the seatbelt technique? I mean, who doesn't rip their seatbelt over their head? Before she walks around the car, just watch her movements. From the get-go, when I watched this, I'm like, this is not alcohol related, being impaired. There's something else on board here. And she might have alcohol, but the way that she's acting, there's something else more potent than alcohol on board here.
Look, just step around here and look at the front of your car.
I don't even
Like, think you ran the pole slap over.
Yeah, I didn't have anyone to come get me. I offered him to follow me home.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh man.
I'm like 3 minutes from home. It's bad.
Okay. Hey, do me a favor. Turn around, just like sit your butt up against there. Sit your butt up against there. Just chill out for a second.
Grab my purse.
I'm going to stop this here again. Look how fidgety she is. I mean, at one point, it looks like she's going to the back of her pants and doing a little scratch. This is not the signs you would see from alcohol. When I originally have been watching this, I would say it's more meth related or methamphetamine related than alcohol that she has on board.
Do you mind if I go in your purse and pee out?
Yeah, go. Yeah, go for it. It should be in the middle pocket. It's got like a little green thing to it.
I think I see it.
Yes, sir.
Did you just deal with her at Walmart? Yeah, I trust that. Hey, do you have an ID card or a driver's license?
My purse?
It's in your purse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's in my wallet, but we couldn't get it undone.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You just called her in not too long ago? Yeah, you're good right there, man.
You'll see that sometimes when this goes down, she obviously gave permission for him to go into her purse just prior to that. I think at that point she realized as she's walking forward to him, like, shit, there's probably something illegal in there. And just the nerves and then whatever she's on, you can see her wanting to come over to him, maybe to explain it, but they just ended up having her go back to the front of the vehicle.
So you're not under arrest, nothing
Yes, sir.
crazy is going on yet,
Yes, sir.
right? You have the right to remain silent.
Okay.
Anything you say can or will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you're being questioned.
Okay.
If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before and during any questioning if you wish.
Okay.
You can decide at any time to exercise your right to not answer any questions or make any statements.
Okay.
Do you understand your rights?
Sure.
With your right to mind, do you wish to talk to me?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
I'm going to stop this just for 1 second, just to kind of explain. He was not required to read her Miranda at that point. She's not in custody, so it's not really asking her about a specific crime. I think some people get confused, like I have the right to not self-incriminate. But sometimes what we need to remember is anytime you go into DMV to get your driver's license or when you originally got it, you are agreeing to follow, let's say in this state, we're in Florida, to follow Florida complied consent. So you're agreeing to go along with the programs if an officer feels that you are impaired. Now with that, it doesn't mean you have to self-incriminate against yourself, but it's more of like a civil action instead of criminal. If you refuse to go with the program when it comes to like the field sobriety test or at least the preliminary breath test, I mean, you can lose your license from anywhere from 6 months to a year. And that has nothing to do with you going into court. That's going to have to deal with you later or before, sometimes before you even go to court, is to go down to DMV and have a DMV hearing. And if they find that you refuse to go along with the program, they can revoke your license for 6 months to a year. And that has nothing to even do really with your criminal case if later on you get convicted for DUI or any drug-related instance on this case here. So sometimes I think we get a little confused. Just if you have any questions about that, you're not so much really self-incriminating against, you're agreeing when you get your driver's license to follow Florida complied consent, which means you need to go along with what they're asking you there. If they're asking you to lawfully go with the preliminary breath test or the field sobriety test. Now you can deny it all you want and say you don't want to do it, but you're going to have to answer to DMV later on, and that has nothing to do with the criminal side of it.
Okay, I just want to make sure, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Miss Kayla, like, Have you been drinking today?
Absolutely not. You can breathalyze me. No, I have not.
Okay, have you taken any type of illegal narcotic?
No, sir. I'm on.
Okay.
Now, when they go to do the field sobriety test, they will take that into account. Obviously, probably for HIPAA, they block that part out of what she's exactly on, probably whatever legal pharmaceutical she's on. So they end up blocking that out because that doesn't need to be out in the general public with HIPAA. But they'll end up going through all that during the field sobriety test on what you're currently on, so they can take that into account when they're actually viewing you doing these tests.
Hey, do you have any medical conditions that affect your balance?
Right now and then.
What, like
I'm
from?
nervous.
I get it.
I'm not nervous, but I'm just like, just really upset.
Okay. Well, this here is Deputy right? You dealt with him a little bit earlier.
Yes, sir.
Yep. I think he's going to ask you for some, just to do a couple little brief exercises
Absolutely.
and just to make sure that you are good to
Absolutely.
drive. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, and if someone would like to follow me to the house,
Okay.
I'd appreciate it.
Well, we'll get there once we pass
Yes, sir.
this part. Okay. Have you recorded? Yes. Yes, sir. I have not yet. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Are you willing to conduct field sobriety exercises?
Yes, sir. Whatever you need.
Okay. All right. Just because it's kind of noisy here and the road's a little bit like uneven, you're gonna hop in the back of my car,
Okay.
and we're gonna drive over to the middle school. That cool with you? It's a little bit even there.
My car. Ow, shit.
I'll have a deputy sit here with your car, make sure everything's cool.
I'll stay here with your car. Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll come right back here after. Sound cool?
Whatever you need.
Okay. My car is all the way back here in the back. All right.
So I'm going to stop here. Here's one of the parts I had a head scratcher on. At least when I've been watching this video, and again, I wasn't there, I see at least several deputies and maybe one or two officers. I would have never have taken her from the scene to go to a different area to do the field sobriety test. If it's a busy road of traffic, you can always adjust your car a little bit. You have several officers or deputies there that could have actually watched the traffic as you're performing these tests. But somebody that you've already told is not under arrest and you're willing to move them from this scene where you're about to do a field sobriety test to another location, I just don't understand it. But again, I wasn't there. Maybe they had some different reasons for this, but I highly doubt it was for the noise and the uneven road, because at least from the body cam videos, the road looks fine, and you could have drawn a line there to perform the test. So again, not judging, but this move does not make sense to me.
All the way in the back. I'm the last car.
It's all right.
Yeah, you're good. So I'm going to have you get on the passenger side over here. On the passenger side.
I got you.
There we go. All right, other than your vape, do you have anything on you?
No, sir.
Okay. I am going to grab your vape from you, all right?
Yep.
Okay.
No weed.
All right.
Again, when she got out of the vehicle originally, probably would have done a quick pat search on her just to make sure she didn't have anything on her. She immediately, going back to the vehicle, pulled her vape out. Who knows? She says no weed, but you just never know what's in there. I mean, looking the way that she is acting, I think she's telling the truth. No weed. There's something else on board, not weed related.
I'm just going to check your pockets, okay?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. All right.
Well, it feels good in here.
You all right?
Yeah.
Just a little nervous?
It's not nervous. I'm just embarrassed.
It's okay. Nothing to be embarrassed about. I just want to make sure that you're safe to drive, you know?
Well, I am now.
He is doing a good job talking to her, making her feel safe, letting her know exactly what he's doing, why he's doing. As you can see, she was never put on handcuffs because he did tell her that you're not under arrest. Can't say enough. I just don't know why they left this scene here when they could have I think, done the test there.
All right. Well, you understand our concern. You hit a road sign. I want to make sure you're okay, right?
I'm going to stop it here for a second. Here's another head scratcher. Again, you can see we were with her a second ago, and they edited here. The YouTube site that I got this off of, I will put in the description. I don't think that they edited it. I'm not sure if the sheriff's office edited this video, going from her being transported to where they were going to do the field sobriety test to them searching the vehicle. Unless they for sure knew that she was going to jail, or they saw something like in plain view. I'm not sure if they saw something in plain view. That's the only reason why in my mind I would think that they would actually be searching the vehicle. Other than that, I don't know why. Again, I'm not sure if at some point they asked her to search the vehicle and the vehicle or the video was cut and we never saw that. But it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me that they would just be searching that vehicle with either one, they ran a canine by it, or she gave permission, because it seems like at this point in this video, she's going to do the field sobriety test. They're searching the vehicle. So I'm thinking that something happened in between and we just didn't see it. That's what I'm hoping at this point, because you can't just go digging in people's cars.
Well, I got in my car. I have a pure test, like a. Okay.
So obviously they found something. Not sure if it was inside the vehicle or in her purse, which she did give permission to search, or to go into. They might have found something in there at that point. So I'm not sure if it came from the car or from her purse. And obviously they're looking for what we call a NIT kit, or something that they'll be able to test whatever narcotic that they found at that time.
I see powder block, like especially.
And I think they blocked it out, but he was talking about methamphetamine. We don't see a lot of powdered methamphetamine. That's because normally methamphetamine either looks like glass, like little chunks of broken glass. That's why sometimes people call it ice. But that's what they're looking at there, and I think that's why they blocked it out. It looked like it said METH. So at that point, if he's never seen that before like that, and he had any, for his own safety, belief that that's not methamphetamine, and there's that slight possibility that it could be fentanyl, I'd be kind of taking a step back at that point, because it doesn't take much for fentanyl to do major damage on first responders.
This is fine. 041, 1065, Georgia 28. No, just add that to the call. And
So this right here is where I believe is what I was explaining before. I believe that they were testing that powdery substance for methamphetamine, and you can hear them say nope. So they did not get a positive hit from that test. And then you heard, I believe it was the deputy, was saying it's fentanyl or fent. So if they truly believe that, I would be being very cautious at this point, because it's a nasty, nasty substance. And just if the wind came up a little bit and they inhaled some of that, it could drop them really quick, and then they're having to save one another at that point.
it was pretty noisy where we were, so I didn't want to. All right. I'm sorry. I'm just terrible at first names. It's Kayla, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I just want to make sure I remember that right. All right. I'm going to have you come up here to the front of my car. Okay.
Now, during this field sobriety test, I did see another vehicle. Looked like it was an unmarked vehicle behind. I'm taking that vehicle followed this deputy to stand by for the field sobriety test. I never saw a secondary unit actually stand by while he's performing these tests. Normally, you want to do that, especially I said with a female. But I do believe there's another deputy or officer there within that area. I just never see him on the field sobriety test when they're performing these tests.
And I'll have you stand right about here, and I want you to face me. Okay, your lens.
So the test he was just checking for is HGN, horizontal gaze and nystagmus. You can normally tell somebody's impaired just off their eye movement, how it's tracking your finger when you're going to a certain distance, if you're getting a little bit of pop. And it's something that if you are under the influence, you can't control it. It doesn't matter how hard you try. It's just involuntary and it happens. But it's one of the signs that we're looking at to see if you are impaired.
A, B, C.
Almost sounds like you've done this before.
No, I've never in my life done this.
Really?
Yeah. Never.
Okay. Are you comfortable walking in those shoes?
I can try.
You can try. Would you rather go barefoot?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, whatever makes you most comfortable.
And that is something that we will ask on these tests to make sure. Some people have high heels on, flip-flops. We'll give them the option if they want to keep their shoes on or whatever they feel more comfortable in while doing the tests.
I am clumsy. I just feel it.
Okay.
Did you speak to?
Really?
Yeah, it's clear. Yeah.
I'm smiling here because this is another head scratcher. I don't understand this one. And again, not there. But if you look behind her, you see several long white striped lines that you could use for the field sobriety test. So I'm not exactly sure why he asked her for assistance in holding the duct tape and having her pull it and placing it down to do a walk and turn line when there's lines right behind him he could be using. And really, if she goes to pull that or goes to put it down and she trips and falls or goes directly onto her face, you're putting yourself into a bad position of why you did that. And then she's trying to voluntarily do a test and she could have got hurt by you helping you put that duct tape down. In the past, I've used like chalk. So this is where I'm kind of scratching my head is like, where is his backup deputy? Because could have asked him if he truly wanted to use that duct tape that bad instead of using that white line. But he asked her to, and it's kind of funny how this little part goes down.
Really high school. Very good.
Yeah. I can't do all that stuff now.
All right. Hey, can you grab this in for me?
Absolutely.
All right. Hey, walk that way. We're going to make like a straight line, kind of where we're standing for a second. All right. We're going to put it straight down. Yep. All right. You're good. Thank you. Uh-oh. I'm just making sure that this is... Okay. Now, for this exercise... Well, yes. But... Well, do you want your shoes? It's up to you. No, it's up to you. Whatever you're most comfortable with. Okay. Yeah, I don't want you...
During his interaction with her, he is obviously taking notes on the way that she's acting, the way that she's going back and forth, even if it's a simple, do you want to wear your shoes? Do you not? She's saying she doesn't want to mess it up, but you can see that a reasonable person would see that she has something on board that's definitely impaired her.
Your feet, if you want to go barefoot, go barefoot. If you don't want, it's up to you.
I'm not drunk, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
She's not lying. She's not drunk, but she's impaired on narcotics.
So you're okay. Just put your arms down by your side.
Okay. Let me try barefoot.
Okay. Whatever you want to do.
The brand new shoes.
Yep.
First time I wore 'em.
Yep. Left foot in the line. And put your right foot touch heel to toe.
Dude.
All right. Then put your hands down by your side.
Yeah.
Well, you want to keep trying?
I mean, I just. Alright.
Out 701, the steps on us next. Your guys got a neck all test too.
All right. We're gonna move on. Okay.
I'm going to stop it for 1 second. I don't know if you heard in the radio talk back and forth on this deputy's radio. Somebody just asked if they had a fentanyl test. So obviously they're back on the scene, and now they're trying to test that powdery substance that they first found and tested, I believe, for methamphetamine. It came back negative. Now they're going to test it for fentanyl, which I'll get into with at the very end of like why I probably wouldn't even have tested it at that point.
I promise you, I swear to God.
You're okay. You're
I'm
okay.
gonna keep trying. Right.
All right. So whenever I tell you to begin,
Yeah.
you're going to take 9 heel to toe steps down the line,
Okay.
and then you're going to take a series of small steps, turn yourself around, and take 9 steps back. You're okay.
No, this is like bad on me.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
If you mess up, just keep on going. Make sure you count your steps out loud. If you mess up, just keep going.
1, 2, 3. I can't do this one. 4. 5. 6. 7.
Well, we got to do these exercises first.
She was asking for a breathalyzer. Obviously, she wants a breathalyzer because she knows she hasn't been drinking, and it's going to show up zeros. Obviously, she's impaired on an illegal substance, just not alcohol. That's why she was like, give a breathalyzer, because she knows she's going to blow zeros because she's not drinking. She's been doing some other things.
Okay. So this next exercise we're going to do, we're going to go back to where we were. Are you comfortable leaving your shoes off, or do you want to put your shoes? Okay. All right. So this is the one leg stand.
Okay.
So for this exercise, we're going to stand kind of how we were for the whenever I was checking your eyes, right? So we're going to keep our feet together like this.
Okay.
No, none of the line. You're just gonna stand. And put your hands down by your side like this.
Okay.
And I want you to look straight ahead. Okay. Do not move from this position. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when I tell you to begin, are you ready to begin? Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Got to kind of giggle that he just said, do not move from where you're standing. And when he asked, are you ready to begin? She throws out a salute, which with the man with the clipboard, he's just noting that, obviously, because that's just not normal behavior. So yeah, when they tell you to stand there and follow the instructions, that's what they mean, because it's just, you're just being noted of what you're doing.
Okay. So how hot? Like this up?
Whatever 6 inches is to you.
Okay. That's 1. I'm telling you,
It's okay.
2001. 2. 2009.
I'm just going to stop this really quick. So when she was asking, like, is this high enough? On each one of these tests, besides the horizontal gaze and the nystagmus, that deputy demonstrates all of these tests to the subject prior to. Now, obviously, it's been edited, so you're not seeing what he's doing, but anytime you do a field sobriety test, the deputy or officer always demonstrates the test prior to asking this individual to do the test. So when he's showing a demonstration, he talks about the 6 inches, shows how high the 6 inches is with his own foot. So they're aware, but it just shows again like the things that are going through somebody that's impaired's mind when the whole thing has been explained to them and demonstrated to them.
Okay, you can stop. You're good.
Yes, sir.
Based off of everything that I've seen,
Yeah.
I do believe that you were under the influence of something. Okay.
Okay.
So today I am going to take you to jail. All
Are
right?
you serious?
Yeah. Come here, Kayla. Don't walk off. Don't walk off.
No, I'm not even here.
It's okay. We're just going to go sit back down right where we were. Okay.
Obviously, she's emotional. I give this deputy a lot of credit. He remained calm. He tried to talk her down from her emotional state as she began to walk off. He could have easily went and grabbed her and tried to be more forceful in order to get his point across. That's why I'm still scratching my head of like, where is his backup deputy or officer at this point? I think the deputy did an excellent job on just remaining calm and just dealing with the situation as it was coming through to him. Somebody else should have been there with this deputy. My honest opinion, while he's doing this test, there should be 2 people there assisting just in case if she happens to fall or takes off running. So, deputy, good job.
We're going to be cool. We're just going to go sit back down where we were. All right?
I'm not.
Okay. Hey, turn around. Turn around. It's okay. Relax. Relax. It's okay. Relax. All right. We're going to walk back to where we were, okay? We're just going to sit back in the
Need
car.
my shoes?
I'll grab them for you. Good. Good. It's okay.
No, it's.
Yeah, that's yeah, definitely fit. 10-4 for fit. Yeah.
Don't have one today.
Field presumptive test positive for fit.
Yeah, just take you one.
I'm gonna double back that for him. Yeah. No, tell him he don't need to wait. Yeah. Approximately 0.2.
So again, I pulled this off of BodyCam files. They have some great videos. Go check out their site. I played it till the end there, and this is one thing that kind of, like I said, just worries me, and it didn't have to be done, in my own opinion. So they tested, I believe, for methamphetamine negative. The fentanyl test showed to be positive. I think at this point, she's in custody. She's obviously impaired. They will do a preliminary breath test or an toxilizer when they get back to the jail. When that blows zeros, more than likely, what I believe would happen is they would reach out to a judge. They would get a search warrant for her blood just off of his field sobriety and then what they found. And they would end up getting a search warrant to end up removing some blood from her. They would end up testing the blood and seeing what was on board. But me personally, at that point, if you truly believe that was fentanyl, I wouldn't even have messed with it there on scene. You can see that the wind was blowing. Even when he was pulling his duct tape across, you can see how the wind was. If that stuff goes airborne and you breathe it, it does not take much, and they're down for the count. And then they're having to get some medical assistance in order to make sure with Narcan to be able to bring them back. I would have actually just collected that and ended up taking it or sending it off to what we'd call our FIS forensic division and let them test it in a controlled environment. It only takes a couple weeks. You get the results back, and then you just compile that a little bit later, and you just do an addendum to your report. And you can still charge for it later on, but you already have it for the impairment. and I would have waited and not messed with that fentanyl on roadside. It's just too dangerous. You can watch some of the videos that happened with some other officers that didn't even realize what they were dealing with, and they ended up getting a little bit of fentanyl in them, and it was dropping them. So I just wouldn't have taken that risk at that time. Again, not judging what they did. If for some reason, again, might have been their policy or how they handle it. But I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you like more videos like this, I'd gladly try to find some other ones that we can talk through, and the good, the bad, the ugly. Again, as you know, retired law enforcement. I'm pro law enforcement. I appreciate the men and women out there doing an awesome job keeping us safe. I'm not judging these deputies or officers on this stop. Head scratcher can be a head scratcher. There's a lot of things I did in my 25-year career that people be like, what the hell were you doing? And then I try to explain it later, and wasn't all right. I learned a lot. I did make mistakes. I think we all make mistakes. Law enforcement is not perfect. They make mistakes, and we learn from it and move on. But I hope you like this. If you did, like, subscribe, and comment if you want more of them. If you do, I'll find some other ones that we can break down together. And have a great night.